up, y'all? I'm Diggin Britt, and today we're gonna make pineapple upside down cake with vanilla bean cream sauce. Yummy. So first we're gonna start off with a can of pineapples. Schling. And I use pineapples that are in their own juice, not in syrup. And then I'm gonna get these little guys out here. So what I'm doing is putting the pineapples on the bottom of the pan, and then I kind of go up the sides like halfway, so that when the cake is turned upside down, it's all pretty and shows off all those beautiful pineapples. And I break the pineapples in half. When I've filled the entire bottom of the pot, I just break them in half with my fingers and kind of like have them situated sort of like we're building Legos or something, I don't know. Just up the sides a little bit. So I'm gonna take our pineapple juice and set it to the side now because we're gonna use it in our recipe in a few minutes. So put that over there. And then I like to take about 3.5 to 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I use unsalted butter, and kind of put him on the top of the pineapple. And now I have our pineapples and our 3.5 tablespoons of butter nicely on the top there. So now I'm gonna take our 1 cup of light brown sugar and kind of, I like to sort of guide it, pour it in my hand, and it feels like you're playing at the beach. And just kind of like throw it all around there. So now it looks like a butter, pineapple, and light brown sugar sandcastle. Woohoo! And I'm gonna go ahead and stick this pot in the oven at 350 just for a few minutes so that the butter will melt sort of and create kind of like a caramel glaze, and then it will end up upside down on the top. It's so fun to be on the top. So now what we're gonna do is take 3 eggs, and I let mine come to room temperature, and I'm gonna whip them up. And I like them super airy and fluffy. It like creates some sort of magic in the cake, so. So now I'm gonna turn on our mixer. Now our eggs are nice and frothy and yummy looking. Now we add our 1 cup of granulated sugar, just a little bit at a time. And we're gonna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And we're gonna add our 1/2 cup of pineapple juice to our mixture. We're gonna do a loose scoop of our white unbleached flour, and we're gonna put it in our sifter because sifting makes it fluffy and fun. Okay, so we're gonna do 1.5 cups. This is a favorite in my house. I think that's why my cameraman suggested that we do the next video on pineapple upside down cake. My cameraman actually prefers a pineapple upside down cake to a regular run-of-the-mill vanilla birthday cake when it's his birthday. A lot of ladies really appreciate when guys drink pineapple juice because it's so healthy and it's an antioxidant, I think. We want our dry mixture to all be ready to go to add to our wet mixture. Wet stuff is awesome. Schling. So now we have our 1.5 cups of sifted white flour, and we're gonna go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder to that. And we're gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Schling. And then we mix it together and give it our love. So nice. So nice to play with flour. It's soft. It's squishy. Now I know why guys like soft and squishy things, because this flour is so fun to play with. Whee! Okay, sorry. So now we're gonna take our 1.5 cups of sifted white flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and add it to our wet mixture. And this wet mixture is so beautiful. Just a little at a time. You don't want to rush good things. You want to make them last longer. I'm going to use our soft cream spatula. I don't usually love things that are soft, but when it comes to a spatula when you're baking, it's okay. I'm going to slowly give it to the wet mixture. And I like to take my green soft spatula and kind of push down the sides to incorporate all the yumminess. So now we're going to take our wet mixture, and it is so delicious. And we are going to pour it on top of our caramelized now brown sugar, pineapple, and butter mixture. Yummy. So when you open up the oven, it should look pretty much like that. So you pull the pot out of the oven and you take your batter and pour it on the top before you put it right back in the oven. And I like to use my soft green spatula because it just gets up all the yummy batter. That gooey, awesome wet batter. I'm gonna get every last drip because I don't want to miss out on any of the fun. And baking any kind of a cake is like super fun. It's like a party, and it's gonna be an even bigger party when people actually try it. So now I'm gonna put our pineapple upside down cake batter on top of our caramelized pineapples back into the oven for 50 minutes. I like to check on it at about 45 to 47 minutes because depending on your oven, you just want to make sure that you don't overdo it or underdo it. So, but we'll be checking it with a stick because we don't want to pull it out when it's too wet. So, okay. So now we're going to go ahead and make the vanilla bean cream sauce. And first, we're going to heat up our cream. I like to make a lot of cream sauce because you can use the cream sauce on anything. It's absolutely delicious. You can even pour it on ice cream or cookies or whatever you feel in the mood for that you think needs a little cream. I think everything needs a little cream. So I'm going to put 2 cups of heavy whipping cream in my little pan. And if you add a little more cream, it's not going to hurt anybody. We're going to leave our 2 cups of cream to come to a simmer and get all bubbly and warm while we scrape out the inside of our delicious vanilla bean. And when I like to scrape out the vanilla bean, you have to be very careful with your fingers and just kind of slice it down the middle. And then split that vanilla bean open so that you can get all the yummy goodness that's inside. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the inside there. So I'm going to go ahead and split the rest of it open. So we just wait for our vanilla and our heavy whipping cream to get a little bit bubbly and start to simmer before we turn off the stove. Starting to see the steam come off the liquid here. I wait until all the little bubbles come so I know that it's super ready for me to slowly pour in my 1/4 cup of granulated sugar to make that super sweet vanilla sauce that we're going to pour on top of our amazing cake. This is a favorite in my house, so It's very exciting when I make this cake. Everyone's very happy. So now I'm starting to see the little bubbles, and I'm going to start slowly pouring in our 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. So now we've incorporated our 1/4 cup of granulated sugar into our vanilla bean cream sauce, and I pulled it off the heat and set it aside so that it can cool down while our cake bakes. And when the cake comes out and it's cooled off a little bit, you can pour that delicious creamy sauce on top, and it will be absolutely delicious. And the cake smells so yummy right now. So it's been almost 50 minutes. I'm gonna check the cake to see if it's done by putting a toothpick, or I use a bamboo skewer, into the cake to make sure it comes out clean. Shling. It's always good when your stick comes out clean. And I'm gonna put it on the stove for about 10 to 15 minutes to cool off before we turn it upside down. So now our pan has cooled off and our cake has cooled down. So I'm gonna loosen up the sides with my rubber spatula just to make sure those pineapples have let go of the pan. So this is the tricky part. This is the upside downness. As fun as it sounds to be upside down, it's kind of tricky, and you want to make sure that your pan or your pot is cool before you do this so that you don't burn yourself. And you want to be careful, because if you're going to land that cake on glass, you want to make sure that you're not going to slam it down. Ta-da! Look how gorgeous that is! Our little pineapple guy fell off. This cake is so old-fashioned, but it is so delicious. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, y'all. Looks glistening with sugar and caramel. So let's cut us a piece of this beauty. It's still a little bit warm. Everyone loves warm cake. It's so delicious. It smells so sweet, and that airy pound cake. So I'm going to put this vanilla bean cream sauce and drizzle it all over the top. So now I've drizzled the vanilla bean cream sauce on top of the pineapple upside-down cake, and I'm going to have a taste. Wow. Yep. It's a winner. So delicious. So thanks y'all for joining us. I hope y'all enjoyed watching and learning how to make pineapple upside down cake with vanilla bean cream sauce as much as I had making it for y'all. See you next time. Now when it starts to simmer, you want to immediately turn off the heat or move your... When it starts to simmer, you want to immediately turn off the heat. God damn it, why am I so perverted? Okay, so you go ahead and split that 2 inches. And I know that might stamps. I know that might... And... so special. And a half a... So now we have our 1.5 cups of sifted. We are going to try and get those, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get a pineapple upside down cake with vanilla bean, and today we're gonna make, I forgot. Hey, what's up y'all? I'm Diggin Britt. Hold on. Cup of light brown sugar. And now I have to swallow, hold on. Watching and learning how to make pineapple. I can't say pineapple. Pineapple. I hope y'all enjoyed. Now we have our 3 eggs and 1 cup of granulated sugar beaten up. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look
Won't you rub your fingers down my spine?